What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to Unstoppable, the elite mind and body podcast for men. Today, we have a special episode for a number of reasons. I think reason number one is that every single human being in the world experiences some level of pain, whether it's self-inflicted, whether it's imposed from your surroundings, whether it's imposed from your upbringing. And in this episode, what I want to do is I want to show you how to use your past pain to fuel future growth, okay? Because pain is one of those magical things where we all feel it, okay, in some sort of way. But the most important thing and the biggest catalyst to most men's success is if they can transmute that pain and use that energy to push forward their goals, push forward their lives, okay? The biggest catalyst to a man's success is being able to transmute his pain and use it for fuel to push and reach higher heights. Okay, think about it in the case of artists, right? Think about it in the case of like rappers. Think about it in the case of singers. Many times, an artist will get hurt, and they'll use that pain to write their first song that blows up, right? And when they use that song, when they use that pain and that energy to grow and get better, what happens is that passion, that energy, that fuel is used for their furthered and continued growth. Okay? Their furthered and continued growth. So I want to quickly preface this episode and say, this episode is for you if you've experienced trauma in the past. Okay? This episode is for you if you've experienced heartbreak in the past, if you've experienced addictions in the past, if you've made bad decisions in the past, or if you're currently or have in the past experienced a state of longing or loss, okay? If you have pain, I want you to understand that's a fucking good thing, okay? And now, before you turn this off and you're like, man, you don't know what I've been through, blah, blah, blah. Listen, pain is one of those things that allows you to grow, okay? It either makes you or it breaks you. Pain is going to happen in your life regardless if you fucking want it to or not. But the fact is, the men who can make the most out of their situations, the men who truly achieve the things that every other man wants to achieve, are the men who can take their pain, transmute it, use it as fuel, and grow to extremely new heights. Those are the men that we want to be. So there's a 5-step strategy that I want to talk to you guys about, okay? That's going to help you transmute, use your past pain, and fuel future growth. The first thing that we need to do is we need to acknowledge our pain, okay? Like truly, you need to acknowledge the pain that you have. Pain doesn't just go away, right? Pain doesn't just go away. It doesn't matter if you've lost someone, if you've been through divorce, separation. It doesn't matter if you've had heartbreak, trauma, addiction, you've made bad decisions. Pain does not go away. The only thing you can do is feel it, express it, and let it out in a positive way. That's the only thing you can do with pain. Pain is energy. Energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can only be used and transformed into something else. So you must acknowledge your pain and by extension, let go of it. Okay, now how do we go about doing that? In order to acknowledge your pain, what I recommend is journaling. Okay, journaling. Journaling is one of the most important things you can do to let your pain out, right? Like I'll give you an example. Sometimes if I'm in pain or I'm feeling stressed or worried or whatever it is, or like, for example, my recent situation where my wife and I separated, right? I go through something like that. And what I'll do is I'll just take a page and journal, literally just journal out everything that I'm feeling. And what happens is you'll notice as you journal, many times because emotions are not logical, you'll just write stuff out that literally just doesn't even fucking make sense. You'll just write stuff out that you literally like are just feeling, or that things that you're thinking. And then at the end of the page, like all the emotions are dissipated because you let them out. You felt them, you let them out. Okay. So what I recommend is acknowledge your pain, understand it's not going to fucking go anywhere. The only thing you can do is transmute it and use it for energy. So that's number one. Number two, you've got to shift your perspective. Okay. Because no matter how much pain you're in, there are going to always be people in worse pain than you. Okay? In the world. There's always going to be someone who has a worse deck of cards. There's going to be always people in the world who have a worse financial situation, a worse upbringing, born in a worse country, born in a war-torn country, no freedoms, nothing. Okay? The fact that you're even watching this video right now or listening to this podcast right now means that you have an internet connection and most likely a phone. I can't tell you how many millions of people don't even have internet connections and phones. Okay? So you need to shift your perspective. Now, the way that we do that, how do we go about shifting perspective? In order to shift your perspective as a human being and understand that you truly have it way better than you're thinking, you need to inject gratitude into every single day. You have to inject it. It's like a serum. Inject that shit into your life. Because here's the thing. Gratitude and sadness can't exist at the same time. Gratitude and sadness are like two magnets of opposite, like magnetic fields, and they just push away at each other. Okay? That's what gratitude and sadness are. You literally cannot experience sadness or guilt or shame or whatever it is. You can't experience those things if you're in a grateful state. So you've got to make sure that every single day you wake up and inject gratitude into what you're doing. You inject gratitude into your day, because if you do, it's going to allow you to keep that sadness, keep that anxiety, keep that stress, keep that worry at bay. Okay? So that's number 2, shift your perspective. Number 3, okay? You've got to become resilient through your actions, okay? Because here's the thing. Action alleviates anxiety, right? The more action you take in your business, the less you're going to feel anxious about what's going on in your business. The more action you take in your relationships, the less anxiety you're going to feel in relationships. The more action you take in any area of your life, the more you can leave every single ounce of what you're doing on the table. And you can go to sleep at night knowing that, hey, holy shit, you know what? I did every fucking thing that I could have done today to push myself forward, push my goals forward. The more you can do, the more action you can take, the less anxiety you're going to feel, right? Because if you can sleep good at night knowing you've done everything that you possibly could to build your future, to build the best life possible for yourself, for your family, for those around you, that's going to help you fuel that growth and continue to get better. Okay, so that's number 3. We got 5 here, guys. Okay, so number 4 is to learn from your past, right? So many people, I want to say this because I think it's super, super important you guys understand. So many people don't learn from their past mistakes, right? You see people repeating the same fucking mistakes over and over and over again. Like it's like ridiculous. People will repeat the same mistakes over and over and over again until they literally are left with nothing, right? So how do we go about changing that, right? Shifting the dynamic, changing that feedback cycle. What we do is we actually need to learn from our past. So you got to ask yourself 3 questions. Number 1, how can you grow through what you did or what you didn't do or what you had somebody do to you? How can you grow through that? The second question is, what more could you have done in the situation that caused you pain, or what more could you have done in the situation that you caused someone else pain? And what more could you have done? Who more could you have been? The third question is, where were the chips in your armor? Right? Where were the chips in your armor? Right? Because here's the thing. A lot of the times, if you've got pain, a lot of the times it was also partly your fault. Right? No matter what it was, unless it's something terrible in your childhood that you need to transmute and change. Obviously, that's a different story. But if you have pain in your past or anxiety in your past or doubts or fears or whatever it is from your past, a lot of times some of the onus is on you, right? And in order for that to never happen again, you've got to learn from your past mistakes. So the 3 questions again to ask yourself: how can you grow through what you're going through? Number 2, what more could you have done in that situation that you can do now to never let it happen again? And number 3, where were the fucking chips in your armor? Because we need to fix those chips. You got to fix them, okay? Make you more resilient. That's number 4. Number 5, to channel your past pain into future growth is to use that past pain and channel it, your energy and emotions, into your craft, Okay. Channel your energy and emotions into your craft, right? If you can use all of the past experiences you've had, if you can use the past pain that you feel, the anxiety, the stress, the worry, any of the negative emotions that you've experienced in the past, and you can literally sit down, shift your perspective, inject gratitude, become more resilient through your actions, learn from your past, and then use that same energy and pour it into your mission, into your purpose, into your content, into your business, into every single fucking thing you're doing, you're going to get so much better results. You're going to get better results in every single area, because every single thing that you do is going to be linked back to strong reasons, right? Linked back to a better perspective, linked back to a person that you know that you do not want to be anymore, right? Because you've addressed your pain, you've fixed it, you've channeled that energy into something new. Okay, guys, use your pain as fuel for growth. Never fucking quit. Never fucking settle. I know for a fact that you all have it in you to succeed. So let's take this to the next level. If you're listening to this right now on the podcast, make sure to leave us a review. That's something that I've been asking many of you guys for. If you love the podcast, we're on episode 42 right now. Drop us a review. If you're watching this live, thanks so much for watching live, and we'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace. Oh, wait.